and you really got going in the third quarter, both individually and as a team. Like, what did you find or what changed to get you guys rolling the way that you did?
At halftime, Coach came in and just said, we playing like we already won the series pretty much, and I don't really like that. And I didn't like how we was playing overall, and I didn't like how I was playing individually, so I knew I had to pick it up.
What had to change the most, or what did you change?
Our defense. We was letting Jonathan Kuminga just get everywhere he wanted to go. Draymond was pushing the pace. We wasn't impacting the ball unless he was crossing half court. Offensive rebounds, we wasn't boxing out. We wasn't limiting those guys to one shot. Just game plan mistakes that can't happen if you want to be the championship team and if you want to go to the finals, or Western Conference Finals at least. You can't let those things happen, so we got to be better.
And what is it like when you get in one of those runs like you were offensively there in the third quarter?
It's the best feeling ever.
Did it start with that shot that you made at the end of the first half to kind of get you going?
Probably. Probably. Yeah, that was a nice shot for me. That got me going.
And Fitch was saying that you were one of the most vocal guys at halftime tonight. Were you delivering some of that message that you were just talking about before? Like, what was your message to the team at halftime?
Yeah, I told them we only got 2 wins. I've never seen a series end 2-1. So I told them, we got to get 2 more wins, and right now we playing like we already got 4 wins. Like, we playing like they're gonna lay down, and knowing this team, knowing their head coach, they're never gonna lay down. So we had to figure it out, man. Because if we would have kept playing like that, we would have lost tonight.
And I was inside talking to a couple of your teammates about your run in the third quarter, what it was like, and they said you could hear the pain in the crowd. When you're on the road, you can hear the pain in the crowd. What does that do for you when you hear that?
Oh, it's just satisfaction. Just the best satisfaction ever.
And what's your leadership role and Julius's leadership role on this group, and how do you guys play well off of each other's games?
Leadership roles is not really. It's not really about it. I don't really think it's about like our roles. It's just about certain things have to be said at certain times because you can't get comfortable, man. You can't get comfortable in the NBA, especially not the playoffs. And just learning how to play off of Ju. Just when he in the post, knowing when to cut, knowing when to space for him, just reading him, man. And I think the more we play together, the better we've got. For me, being able to read him, when to be ready to shoot, when to cut, when to screen for him, when to get out his way. Because, man, he'll force when he going downhill, man. He had it going tonight. It was exciting to watch. I told him he cold.
And I heard you when you were coming into the locker room at halftime just telling your teammates that they got to do a better job of finding you so you can help them. Do you feel like that was something that happened and helped get you going in the third?
Yeah, for sure. And it was all Jaden, honestly. Because me and Jay, I talk to Jaden the most. Like, I tell Jaden all the time. I come up to him in timeouts like, hey, these dudes, the way they guarding you, boom, you got to be in actions with me. And I think one play he drove to the corner, strung the defense out, and then curled around and DHO'd to me and set a great screen, and I walked into a tray ball. So, it's usually Jade most of the time because he gets the ball, he pushes. If he ain't got nothing, I tell him come right back to me and trust me. So, big shout out to Jade.
Hey, Ant, in the first quarter, it looked like after you hit a 3, you were talking on the sideline to Steph and saw a video of you pregame having some fun with the night-night. How tough is it to not have that player on the court competing against you, to have someone to have that game within the game against, and how do you keep that even though he's not in the game?
Sometimes it's tough, but trust me, man, I wish he could be out there to play against him, no matter how it goes. But yeah, just from working out with him in the summer, that's what I told him after I hit a Tracy, because he told me I had missed one. He was like, you weren't gonna make that, you was too open. And I was like, I ain't gonna never stop shooting him. I learned that from you this summer. So yeah, man, he's the greatest shooter of all time. So I would definitely love to compete against him, man. But, he got hurt, unfortunately, and I hope he gets better.
And just wanted to talk about that moment you shared with Gary Payton. Obviously, you got his jersey in your hand.
Yeah.
Just talk about that moment, how dope it is that you got these legends, coming up to you, kind of giving you your props and stuff, too.
He didn't really come up to me. I came up to him. I don't think he's the type of guy to go up to nobody and give anybody props anyway. So I went up to him because, of course, I hear all the stuff about him, and then I go watch film on him, and he was really like that. So I told him, like, man, I'm a big fan, and I love the way you guard it, man. And even offensively, he had a lot of game, you know what I'm saying? So, And his son kind of played defense similar to him. His son, super handsy, physical. So, yeah, big shout out to him, man.
Hey, and at what point of this, maybe the regular season, did it like register in your head that Julius had like this level of offensive game and being able to do what he's been able to do in this series?
You said during the regular season?
Yeah, like when did you realize?
I think when he came back from injury, man. When he came back from injury, it was just like, it was like a whole different person. Yeah, pretty much. I don't even really know what else to say. It just, when he came back from injury for that Phoenix game, it was like, oh yeah, we might be on to something. So yeah, I think that was the turning point.
Hey, and even when you've had big games, you're conscious about saying Jaden's MVP or singling out, Nas or Julius or whoever. Why is that important to you to be like their biggest cheerleader?
That's what it's about, man. Want to see your teammates succeed. Want to see your teammates shine. Not even my teammates, my brothers. I mean, we're going to battle every night. We play 82 games. We be with each other 8-9 months out of the year. So those guys like my brothers, man. And it's nothing like seeing them compete and produce at a high level, because that makes everybody happy. And I can't wait to come in here and praise them every time, every chance I get. Because I know everybody want to give me the credit, but I can't do it without those guys. So yeah, they the MVP every night, every single night, man. They come and play. They play their balls off, and I can't ask them for nothing better.
Ant, last series, you mentioned a couple times the late night conversations you and C. Hines would have, trading clips, reading defenses. How are those late night sessions come about with you two, and how important, how frequent are they, and how important are they, just that conversation late at night between you two to your success in breaking down a defense and navigating the playoffs?
It's super important because he's a psycho, man. He breaks stuff down like to ways that I've never seen before, and it helps me, man, because I be struggling sometimes. Like I go out there and I'm not playing well in the first quarter, and then he come bring me some film and he's like, you got to do this. So just being able to I think listen, be willing to learn. I think that's the biggest thing for me, because most guys don't want to listen, or they think they know it all already, and having somebody like that in my corner is big for me, man, because he gets on me when I'm messing up, and he never gives me too much credit, so I appreciate him for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Chris, to get two here, I mean, how do you kind of process it? It was a battle in both games, but especially this one in the fourth quarter, the way it hung around there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought a lot of the game we were not as sharp as we needed to be, particularly on the defensive end, and obviously the big third quarter was huge. I thought we came out at halftime with the type of focus and intensity and purpose on offense and attention to detail on defense is what we needed from the start. But for the most part, I thought we were lucky to be just down a bucket at halftime. I thought we could have been down more. Thankfully, Ant makes the end of the half three to keep it a little bit tight. So.
What did you see just for offensive execution in the third quarter that allowed you to kind of solve what they were doing much better?
Yeah, we just moved the ball. I mean, we didn't pass the ball. There was so much holding and surveying and holding and surveying, going nowhere, not doing any of the things that we talked about when they were in that zone. And then we just got better ball movement and made them chase it around, and then, got to the other side of the floor, just the basic stuff that you need to do when teams are playing the zone. So, but it was not there in the first half for sure. So.
You mentioned maybe lucky to be knocked down more defensively. What were some of the adjustments? What was the message at halftime?
I mean, the message at halftime, I thought we were shortcutting our game plan. I didn't like our on-ball physicality for one, and then I just thought some of the routes we were taking on defense, we were just kind of too loose. So.
Chris.
Yeah,
I know you had the halftime break there, but how much do you think Ant's shot there at the end of the have set the tone for his third quarter there?
Well, I mean, I think it was huge because it felt like one of those games where we were going to struggle to find a rhythm, and like I said, I thought we might be down 8-10 at halftime with the way that we had played, but fortunately, I thought his shot kind of made it pretty much an even game, and if we came out and played with the type of purpose that we needed to, I felt we were going to be okay. So.
How have Ant and Julius complemented one another since the trade, and what did you get out of them both tonight in particular?
Yeah, I know Julius had the great start to the game. Ant obviously had the great third quarter. Julius has found Ant a lot early in some, DHOs and seeking him out in transition, early attacks. He's found him in, driving kick situations or just kick out situations. Has led to a lot of catch and shoot threes, which, Ant's obviously up that amount this year. And then Ant's done a really good job of trying to find Julius in the post, and that's led to a lot of really good offense for us too. So that they've done a really good job of playing off each other.
Chris, they got a lot of offensive rebounds and a lot of second chance points in the first half. McDaniels in particular had 1 rebound in the first half and a dozen in the second. What kind of adjustments were made? Was it just effort, or was
it was just go? I thought we were just kind of doing 85% of the job out there in the first half. We needed to finish the plays off, but we knew that they were going to be all over the glass, and they were. And we just didn't go pursue enough. So it was no adjustment. It was literally just we had to lock in and had to finish plays off. Whether it was getting rebounds, whether it was winning a one-on-one battle at the end of the move, that type of stuff. So.
How do you approach that with Ant? In the first half of the game, it seemed like he was kind of floating through defensively, and then in the second half, he looked super engaged defensively, and his offense came with it.
I think he was one of the guys that was most vocal at halftime and realized what was going on out there and how we needed to be better. So it started with him really, and setting the tone. So.
Any other questions? Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Jaden, first half, you guys are getting out-rebounded 25-15. You have 1. You got 12 in the second half yourself. What was kind of the switch or thing that you're able to flip to get it going in the second half there?
Just knowing that they was getting a lot of second chance, so just willing to hold them to one shots each possession, and just making an effort to go crash every time, offensively, defensively, and then just being relentless while doing it.
Their defense has been hard to solve for a lot of the series. Do you think you guys figured some things out in that third quarter that you can carry over to close this out?
Yeah, we just ball movement versus zone. That's what helps break the zone. So we just had to figure that out after a couple possessions. Then when I feel like when we did that, they got out of it, and then we were just able to play freely how we usually do.
Jaden, you've seen Ant get on one of those roles many times before. What was it like to be on the floor when he's kind of in that moment?
At that moment, I'm a fan like y'all. To be honest, I'm watching him kill. It's exciting, and he put in the work every day, so it's not a surprise to me.
And starting in the third quarter, what did you think that shot he made right there at the end of the first half did in terms of getting you guys going?
It's just a shot he worked on. He worked on his step back 3, and he worked with people contesting them. So like I said, it's regular for me, but he just took a good shot, I guess.
Jaden, as a grinder, does it give you a lot of satisfaction that in these last couple playoff series you're doing pretty much grinding the other team down, and you can see how their energy kind of disappears in the second half?
Yeah, I'll say that's kind of the goal throughout the whole series, just making their main guys tired and just being relentless, picking up full court, knowing that people don't want to face that how many games we go, so just continuing to do that and just being physical while we're playing.
To be able to grab a dozen rebounds in one half and only 1 in the other half, does that muck up your defensive assignments? Do you have to pay more attention?
Nah, not really. It's just me going to the rim, and just some of them was lucky bounces, just came right to me, but most of the time it's just me going back when I'm contesting, just getting back into the paint.
Jaden, how impressive was Randle tonight? Came out, set the tone for you guys offensively. Just talk about what you've seen from him, especially the adjustments from game to game.
His aggression, that's what we need. He came out hot. The whole time he was scoring, I'm talking to him the whole time, keep going, we going back to you. So, I like to see it, and it's just the work he put in is just coming out.
Before you
Before you came here, you said you liked playing in front of the road crowd. Has this been the environment you expected?
Yeah, I mean, it's more than what I expected, really. I'm playing here in the regular season. They're always got a good fan base, but now fans talking to you, chirping at you and stuff like that. So I mean, it's cool. Someone called me McDonald's down the court, just goofy stuff, but it's all fun in games.
Jay, in the fourth quarter, was it a little relaxation, or there's just kind of, it seemed like you had them dead to rights and then just kind of didn't have as sharp of a quarter?
I feel like we just start playing down the competition when they subbed everyone out, and I mean, we can't do that. They almost came back. If there was more time, they probably could have put their starters back in and made a run. So just finishing the game out like how we start.
And can you hear something in the crowd when Ant gets going, in the road crowd, and just how they react to him hitting a couple of threes?
Yeah, sometimes I be seeing people. It's hard not to cheer when you see Ant do stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, they try to trash talk him, but they still fans. They still be cheering for us sometimes.
Hey, Jaden, you mentioned being able to wear on an opponent, over the course of multiple games. Last game, Jimmy Butler took 27 shots, was really aggressive tonight. Took less shots, especially in that first half. Did you sense anything from him? And as someone who has to guard him quite a bit, what was the game plan coming in to try and limit him?
Just really slow him down. I feel like this game he wasn't as aggressive, but I feel like during the game we did our coverages the right way. If it was someone showing or someone switching, I feel like last game we kind of got a little sloppy, and that's when he was able to get to the paint and break us down. But I feel like this game, our coverages, the switching, showing, me staying with, it was all sharp this game.
Obviously, Jaden, you talked about the road games. You like the road games, but you're going back home 3-1. Just talk about what you need to see from the crowd at home, the Target Center, and what you're expecting when you go back home to play.
Just a lot of energy. I know they're ready for the series to be over, so I feel like it's going to be too loud for me to talk to my teammates in there, but just have a bunch of energy.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Julius, you got off to a huge start tonight while everyone, it seemed, else was trying to find their way in to the game. Just how important was it for you to set that tone and just make sure you could keep the thing afloat while everyone else was kind of joining up with you?
Super important. I always think, for us as a team, when we get off the good starts, it kind of sets the tone for us as a team for the game. So I always try to come out with the mindset of just being aggressive early, whether that's, me scoring or getting my teammates involved. I mean, that's just really my mindset. I know how important it is for our team.
The Warriors defense has been physical with you guys all through the play. What did you find in the third quarter as a group collectively that allowed you to kind of blow the doors open?
Our defense. They averaged 60. They averaged 30 a quarter for the first half, and we held them to 17 points in the third quarter. I think it was really as simple as our defense. We got stops, and we were able to get out, in transition, get some easy looks. Obviously, Ant went crazy in the third quarter as well, hitting multiple threes. So, that kind of, gave us some good separation, and, we just got some consistent stops.
Julius, you've talked to us over the course of the season about overcoming physical things, right? You had the injury coming into training camp, and then the groin in the middle of the season. What's the mental battle been like this season, and to kind of come out both physically and mentally? Seem like you're in a really good spot.
I don't know, man. I've battled through a lot in my career, to be honest. So. My first game in my career, I broke my leg. You know what I mean? So it's, I've been through a lot. I had a great mentor in Kobe, that didn't necessarily let me pout or get down on myself. His thing was always, all right, what's next? How can you get better? How can you improve? So I always just kind of took that mentality with me. Growing up, my mom raised me to be a hard worker and not feel sorry for myself. So, I just think it's in my DNA, and it's just a part of who I am. I look forward to challenges, adversity, all that different type of stuff. It's room for growth.
Julius, along those same big picture lines, your first press conference in Minnesota, you talked about how when you were with Coach Finch in New Orleans, he used you in ways that with the best you had used at that point in your career. And now, all these months later, you've been given a bandwidth to utilize your entire skill set with a lot of quality teammates. What has that been like, that whole process of going through and having your, being able to play all aspects of your game?
It's been great. It's been great. Like you said from the beginning, I knew what type of coach Finch was, and what type of basketball mind he was. So I was extremely excited to get here and play for Coach. I think along the season, it was more about learning my personnel and the players that I'm playing with. And where they like the ball, what they like to do, just tendencies and stuff like that. So it took me a little bit to figure it out and adjust my game. But I think now we're just kind of like reaping the benefits of it and just being able to be utilized and, do many different things on the court. So I've always in my career prided myself on my versatility and being able to do everything on the court.
Julius, Finch said Ant was really vocal at halftime tonight. Ant said Finch told you guys you were playing like you had already won the series. Just on a night like tonight, what is halftime like? And is it intense? Is it vocal? And how did that maybe produce the response you guys were looking for in the third quarter?
It was extremely vocal. We were just talking about what we need to do better. I don't think it was like any panic or tension. It was who we are as a team. We're like, all right, we need to do this better. We need to play better defense. Like, we weren't guarding anybody in the first half. I mean, that was first and foremost, and that's where we hang our hat at. They had 60 in the first half, and I think every game we've held them under 100, so far, if I'm not mistaken. But we just knew that we had to turn it up a notch. We weren't executing the game plan. We weren't doing things with intention and, full-on effort and all those different type of things. So, if we change that, we can get control of the game. So we just couldn't take the opportunity that we had lightly. We had a chance to go 3-1 on their home court. Game 5, have a chance to close out on our court. So, we got to take advantage of these moments.
Julius, so many times in this series, especially the last two games here, the Warriors are going runs and then you'll have a response. Is that something that you kind of take pride in doing?
I just try to be in tune and be in the moment of like what's going on. I know if they're going on a run, just try to settle in and get us some good offense. Or like if we turn the ball over, I feel like it's important for us to come down next possession and get a good, clean look or a good shot. So they're a team that like you don't want to turn the ball over because that's how their shooters like Buddy Hield and Pazinski and all those guys get loose, or Kuminga gets, easy looks in transition. So you want to try to take care of the ball, versus them, which we didn't do in the fourth quarter at all. But, when they go on runs, I just try to settle in, get us something good, get everybody to calm down and, just get a good possession.
Julie, sounds like you're battling a sinus infection. What little surprised, I guess, at yourself then and how you came out offensively, seemingly on fire?
Maybe I need to be sick more. But, I guess the changing of the season and all those different type of things bothered me a little bit. My son here, his eyes were swollen shut a couple days ago, so he was hurt too, but pulled through, handled business. I'll be fine. Yeah.
Kai, what do you like most about watching your dad play?
I like to hype him up, and I like to just watch him play and play his hardest.
What do you tell him?
I don't know, I just tell him to lock in and play good.
That's good advice.
Julius, you and Ant have provided so much production for this team throughout the first 2 rounds. How do you think you each push the team through, whether it be on the court, off the court, demeanor, whatever?
For me personally, I know it starts with us, but it's Ant. Like, Ant's, the brightest star in the room. And not just from what he does on the basketball court, it's his personality and how he brings everybody together. You know, how he can communicate and just light up a room. You know what I mean? He has that it factor. So for me, I always just try to tell him to go be great. I said it before. I try to tell him to go be great. And I try to play off of that and make the game as easy as possible as I can for him. But, I mean, it's really him. I said it from the beginning when I signed. I mean, when I got traded here, like, he's special. He has a chance to be as great as he wants to be. You know what I mean? So I just try to push him and challenge him and also be there for him any way I can, because, I mean, we only going to go as far as he goes, you know, as he takes us. And, you know, he's taking us pretty far right now.
Julius, what's it like playing with Mike? And there's probably not too many people you pick up stuff from at this stage in your career, but is he somebody that you kind of have gained some stuff from?
Yeah, I won't talk about how old he is today. But Mike, man, his presence is unbelievable, man. Like, he's as steady as they come. You know, just his ability, I don't know if it's a point guard thing or if it's just Mike, because his ability to communicate with everybody, each individual on the team in different ways, and bring the best out of everybody. I mean, how he competes every single night. You know, he's so versatile and does so many things, and he's just a great basketball mind, man. So besides, like, what he does on the court, like, his leadership is unbelievable, and it's something that I've really learned from him this year and been able to take and add to my game. But he's just a calming, settling presence for our team.
Thanks, Jim.
No, thank you.